Bernalillo County Sheriff Dan Houston is accused of saying some pretty awful things about some of the women he works with, and he's being sued for it. At first, the sheriff actually admitted he said some of those things. Now he's denying it, but an audio tape could trip him up. Here's News 13's Alex Tomlin.
Dig fat slob, whores, even a crack about breast cancer. A new lawsuit by Dan Houston's former right-hand woman spokesperson and attorney Jennifer Vega Brown claims the sheriff is sexist and racist. This is quite a read, filed by one-time sheriff confidant Jennifer Vega Brown. Brown, who was recently fired by Sheriff Dan Houston, makes some damning claims against her old boss. Here are some examples. About a deputy's wife who was diagnosed with cancer, she claims Houston said, "I don't know how she can have breast cancer. Her breasts are so small." In another conversation, Vega Brown claims the sheriff commented about the wife of a chief deputy, quote, "I don't know how he stays married to her. She is fat and one of the ugliest women that I know." And when County Commissioner Michael Weiner was accused of sexual harassment, Vega Brown says the sheriff doubted the claims, saying, quote, "Have you seen that woman? There is no way he sexually harassed her. That is wishful thinking." Vega Brown and her assistant claim Houston also called them whores and picked on Hispanic women, calling some of them fat slobs. Today, the sheriff held a news conference, but he wasn't there. His new attorney denied the allegations.
The sheriff never told any employee that they were an overweight slob or a fat slob. In addition, the sheriff never told Jennifer Vega Brown that she was a whore, nor did he refer to anyone else in that manner at any time.
But the Albuquerque Journal recorded an interview with Houston yesterday.
I did, in a private conversation with my executive assistant, come in and at one point advise her that an employee at the front desk did look like a fat slob.
As far as the whore comment, the sheriff says he was just bringing up allegations a third party had made that both women were acting like whores. The sheriff says all the comments were private.
I considered it to be confidential attorney-client privilege.
Commissioner Maggie Hart-Stebbins couldn't speak about the lawsuit, but she says she was disgusted by the allegations.
I believe that we elected officials are elected to represent and protect all county residents, regardless of appearance.
Since the sheriff is an elected official and the county commission only controls his budget, there's really nothing they can do about this. But you, the taxpayer, will be on the hook if the sheriff's department loses this or any upcoming lawsuits. Dick?
Okay, Alex, in the lawsuit, Jennifer Vega Brown claims she was stripped of her duties as the sheriff's spokeswoman and attorney in May after she warned the sheriff about his loose talk and that the sheriff then spread lies at work about her cheating on her husband. Her former assistant quit under pressure and has also filed a discrimination claim.